Hello and thanks for stopping by the Sister Cousins Lifestyle channel. My name is Sandy, and in today's video, I am starting my refresh or resetting my home for winter 2026, and I'm going to be starting in my primary suite. So if you'd like to see what I have going on right now, keep on watching. So I started the new year off starting a new project. What was I thinking? But anyway, I went straight from taking down Christmas decor to deciding that I wanted to go ahead and refresh my home with some paint. It was long overdue. So I took a trip over to Sherwin-Williams to look at what colors they had and what would be interesting. So I love that they had these little samples here. They had the ones to peel and stick that you could kind of go home and put them on your wall. You can see here I'm gravitating to some of the darker colors. I am going with a neutral palette, but I did want to go a little bit bold in certain spaces. So you stick around and you'll see what I ended up with. It was quite a process. I do not enjoy this process at all. It was just overwhelming. There are so many different options that I was just really having a hard time. But anyway, I went through the whole process of deciding what it is that I wanted, what color palette, what combination of colors, all of the things, and I made a selection. Now, my first two trips did not result in the purchase of anything other than some sample paint that I wanted to come home and try on the wall. This color here is Urbane Bronze, and I was going to put this at the top of my staircase, and leading up to the stairs, I have a black wall, and I quickly realized that that's going to be a little bit too much. Did not like that at all. So now I'm in the bedroom, and it is time to begin the painting process. All decisions have been made, all paint has been purchased, and it's time to now clear the things off the wall so that the painting can begin. I'm really excited for this. This is a project that I've not done in the home other than small projects like an accent wall here and there, but it's long overdue. Like I said, it's been 8 years and no paint. So this is going to be done, and I'm really, really excited. I do have to take these shelves down in my room as well because, all of this is going to be painted, and I'm considering painting those shelves too before returning them. I'm honestly kind of tired of them, and so maybe giving them a new color will be just what I need. In the bathroom here, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity since I'm getting things painted to kind of switch a few little minor things around, one of which is this towel rack that's behind the toilet. That never made sense to me. I never used that. Like, who would put a towel over the toilet? That was dumb. And also these small little shelves here, I put those here some years ago, and it's time for them to go. So they will not be returning once the painting is finished. Now you'll see all these white spots on the wall. These are repairs that had to be done to the wall, some of which was just settling of the home. Some of it was nail pop. Some of it was just me destroying the walls, adding artwork to the walls and whatnot. But it's time to fix all imperfections on the wall that were up under artwork and things like that. And we're going to have a fresh start with the art. And I'm going to be much more careful with what I do going forward. Now, one thing that I was really excited about is that once everything was kind of off the walls and the shelves were taken down and everything, I was able to kind of look at the room with a fresh set of eyes and kind of reimagine what else I may be able to do with it. I definitely know that I want those shelves to be gone, really, but that's not realistic for me at this point. I'm really kind of over them. I've had them for a while, and I just want to do something different, but I can't. But because we're going through this painting process, maybe painting them would be an option. So I consider black, all black. But when I use ChatGPT to kind of look at what they would look like, it's going to be too industrial looking, which is not the look I was going for. So then I tried a mock-up with them with the shelves black and with the gold that's already on there in there. And I definitely like that look much better. But I didn't have to make a decision right away. I had purchased some black paint for some other things that I was going to be doing. So if I decided to go that route, I could always have that done. But here is the room with the shelves gone. Now, I didn't mention, but this project took way, way, way longer than I thought it was. And this is the way I was living for 6 days. I was so frustrated. My house was a mess. There are my shelves there. They were in the living room. I was just like living in this tiny little space here in the room in a corner trying to stay out of the way. It was terrible. But here we are at day 3. And you can see here all these white spots. That's where those mirrors were on either side of my bed. You can see they had destroyed my wall. So I knew for sure they would not be coming back. So I took them right on to the Goodwill to donate them for someone else that if they want to give them a try. They had no way to hang them on there. They came with that adhesive, like I said, which is why they damaged the wall. But anyway, neither here nor there. They're gone and they will not be coming back. But this is what my house is looking like. When I tell you I was going crazy, I was so over this. I was so over this. But it was well worth the wait. And this is what the bathroom was looking like before. He's already been in here to do the repairs. So you see the white spots on there and everything. So it's already prepped and primed for the paint to begin. So now I am finally going to be showing you the reveal of the bedroom. Now it's not 100%, but we're getting there. Let's go. All right, so this is what the room is looking like. And the first thing that you're going to see is that I have an accent wall. Yep, I went with the Urbane Bronze. That was a color that I had tried upstairs. Didn't like it there. Loved it here. I thought this was the perfect accent wall. It's a bronze color. It may be coming off a little dark like a black, but it is not black. It is actually bronze. I'm trying to get in some light where you can really see it, but I love this color. This is Sherwin-Williams. And I just thought this was a really pretty color, and it blends in just perfectly with my bed and everything. Now, I had a Christmas tree in my bedroom that I absolutely love, but prior to Christmas, I had a small chair that I had DIY'd and reupholstered and whatever and had put it there. But I had already decided once the tree came down, I was not going to put that the chair back because it was really not functional. It had become a place where I would get ready to go somewhere and take one outfit off, put one outfit on, decide I didn't want to wear it, throw it in the chair, get another one, that type of thing. Anyway, in order to keep my room more clutter-free, I decided the chair wasn't necessary because I wasn't using it for the intended purpose. So the chair was gone. So now I'm stuck with this empty space. And it's like, okay, what do you do with this space? So I went to ChatGPT and mocked up some possibilities. I love this one here with a small table here and mirror and a piece of art there. I really like that. I also considered a large mirror and I looked at several possibilities. And I was very careful to think of the fact that I just did not want to crowd the room out. That was the last thing I wanted to do. So what I ended up doing was on the other side of the doorway here, this is leading to the bathroom, I had this table that used to be in the living room. And when I had moved everything out of the living room for the painters, I moved the table in here along with a whole bunch of other stuff. But anyway, when things started to go back into place, I decided I want to leave this table here. And so I did. And then I brought this little vase here to put in here. I shopped my home for that. And these little berries here, winter berries or whatever. I thought these were really pretty. These came from Kirkland's on the clearance sale a few weeks back after Christmas, but I decided to go ahead and style with them right away. And then I decided to go with just a basic large mirror, which I am absolutely loving. This is the perfect thing for this space. It's not really crowding it out. It actually makes the room look larger. So I do like that. So I have this going on here and it's working out perfectly. This oversized mirror is from Amazon. I'm going to link it in the description box below if anybody is interested in it. I just wanted something really basic, nothing too fancy, but I thought this worked out perfectly. Now those mirrors that tore up my wall were previously right over my nightstand. I do have to figure out what it is that I'm going to put in this space, but I'm going to give it some time to figure that out. I may bring back a few pieces of the art that was previously in this room to put in that space. Not really sure yet, and I'm not going to rush. I'm going to figure it out and be very thoughtful and intentional with what it is that I put in that place. In the meantime, I have my shelves decorated here, and I didn't do a whole lot here. I just left out a few pieces that I had out from Christmas. My white deer, I just left him out because deer are definitely a part of the winter season, so I thought he was perfect here. And then I've got my black and marble abstract piece that I have had this one for a while, but I picked up a second one that's shaped a little bit differently, which you'll see coming up here on the other side. But I thought they paired nicely together. This shelf here, I just have my little gold Pharaoh bowl. I always use this bowl. And I've got this little pine cone that was actually on my Christmas tree, and I just decided to put it there in the bowl just to kind of add something to it. A couple more coffee table books. On this shelf, another book, a magnifying glass, and a snow globe. Nothing special here, just some little random decor pieces or whatever. And then over here, I have brought out my candle that I'm going to be lighting. I got this from our house. I shared this in a haul, so I'm excited to get these wicks clipped and get that burning. Over here on my twin shelf here, I have another deer. This was one that was out from the Christmas time. This one is black. I've got another bowl here. This bowl here came from Ross. It was $11.99. I've had it for a while, but I usually pair it with the Pharaoh bowl. And then I've got a little horse head here. I've got my Michelle Obama book here and a marble bowl, more books, and little decor pieces. So nothing special here, but I love the way that it turned out. And I guess you can see that I decided against painting the shelves. I was getting ready to go down a whole rabbit hole, and I had to dig myself out before I got down too far. If I had painted those shelves black, then I was going to want to accelerate the replacement of this furniture because I am over this furniture as well, and that just is not going to be happening right away. So I had to back off of that and just leave them as is, and I will live with them for a while longer. It is the practical thing to do, and like I said, I'm being more intentional and I'm doing things that make sense this year. So I'm getting this candle lit here so that I can get the smell going through the room. I'm so excited to have this space finally back together again. Like I said, this was a 6-day process, so it was rough. Everything was all torn up for a while, so I'm really excited to get some nice R&R. And I'm going to take you into the bathroom to show you what I've done in this space. So I had the black interior doors in here all along for my linen closet and the entry door into the bathroom, but the other two the doors were white. So I had them painted in that same Urbane bronze color that I used in the bedroom. Absolutely love that. I also had that Urbane bronze put here in the water closet. Love that as well. Left the ceiling white, and I only put one piece of art back up there. That was it. Now, if I'm being honest, I really don't want to use the same art that I had up in my bathroom, but at the end of the day, that's probably what's going to end up happening because it's probably the most practical thing to do until I'm able to get some more artwork or find some art that I like for the space. But in the meantime, the room is fresh. It's nice. I love the paint that I chose. I don't know if I mentioned the color that's in the bedroom, but it's an Eider white is the color that it is, and then the Urbane bronze is my accent color. I have to mention this one piece of art here that I have in my water closet. It's a piece that I've had for a long time, and we call him Mr. Peacock, and my grandchildren love him. We used this during the potty training process of my grandson, who is now 6 years old. But anyway, there's like an inside joke about this artwork, so I don't think I'll ever get rid of this piece. So about a year or two ago, when I started dabbling in the accent walls, the bold accent walls, I painted several walls in this powder room black, and I put one wall in wallpaper with the black and gold. I left the ceiling and the one other wall here in the agreeable gray. So I decided, since I was getting the house painted this time, to go back in and finish it off with all the black. Now that I've tried it, I know that I like the bold colors. It does not bother me that it makes the place look smaller or whatever. I love it. So I finished this room off in the black, and this is tricorn black, same color we had up there. So love that. Love that I went back and had that done. I am eventually going to change the wall plate and the vent covers and everything so that everything is black. We're just going to black it out in here. So that's something that I have on my list that I'd like to do. But I love this little powder room. I think it's beautiful. And I also took the opportunity to go ahead and paint the doors in here as well, the interior doors. I love the black interior doors throughout my home. So I've been slowly but surely getting them all painted, so that they can all be consistent. Right outside of this powder room is my laundry room. And so I did not get those doors painted. I just did not want them black. So I have to decide what it is that I want to do with these doors. But one thing that I could do that I thought would be a nice little improvement here is to change the doorknobs. I need to change that one over there as well. But I purchased some dummy doorknobs. They're matte black. And it's really easy to change those out. You just kind of pop those 2 screws there out, and then there's a 3rd screw at the bottom that you put in, and it's really easy to switch out. But I love the way that they turned out. Now, it is a personal choice, but I just want to do away with all of the builder-grade details that they put into the home, because they cut corners, like I said, wherever they could. Everything was very, very low quality, and some things it doesn't take a lot to update it, and so I'm happy about that. So again, this is a before of what this bedroom looked like before the painting was done. The painting was long overdue. It was in the agreeable gray, which I actually love, but I really like the Eider white and the Urbane bronze a lot better. So I'm happy for this portion of this home makeover. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video and you're not currently subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave today. That way you will stay connected with me. And if you hit that post notification bell, it will alert you when I upload additional videos. And to all my returning family members, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you over here on my next one. Bye-bye.